Hello crafters, in tonight's video we're going to be making a pop-up Valentine card, and we're going to be using the Country Bouquet photopolymer stamp set in the Country Bouquet Punch. You can get those items using the bundle code and save 10%. Then we'll be using the Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper for the background paper. We'll also be using the Heart Punch Pack for the sentiment on the front of the card and inside the card. The Country Bouquet suite you'll find in the mini catalog. Yes, I said the mini catalog. You can order from that until May 1st, 2023. We also have Celebration going on right now. Celebration is our promotion where you as a customer can get free items. For every $50 or $100 purchase you make, you can earn an exclusive Celebration item for free. When you host a party and you have $300 in sales or more, you can earn the Scenic Garden stamp set for free. Okay, those are great deals, but I think the best deal is when you join my team during Celebration. Sign up today and choose one of 3 options. The first 2 options are very similar. You get the exclusive Boho Blue mini cut and emboss machine and your choice of $175 worth of products for only $129. The second option, you get the original white mini cut and emboss machine and your choice of $175 of product for only $129. The third option, you get your choice of $175 of product for only $99. What great bargains. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Here's that pop-up card we're going to make today. Before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about joining Stampin' Up! You may not want to join and be an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but what you could do is just use it as a chance to buy a lot of product for very little money. These are the products I would recommend to use if you want to do any stamping. We have our stamp blocks. This is the D block and this is the I block. And if you don't buy any other blocks, these were the 2 that I would buy. Then we have our scoring tool, and you want to use that to get your nice crisp folds. And the same thing with your Take Your Pick tool. This has so many uses. I use this one a great deal, and as you can see, it's probably dented there. And then I use this size as well, and I use this side for when I want to split the paper, you know, when I'm trying to remove paper from a cardstock. I use it to lift some gems and put it onto my cardstock. Just all kinds of things for that paddle. And then we've got our putty tip. And this works great for picking up small pieces, holding small pieces of paper in place. It's just a great thing. Then I recommend a silicone mat. And I like this size that Stampin' Up! Has. And it cleans very easily. And I simply use this lint brush to clean it. That's one of those tape brush. I get it from the dollar store. And I just clean it like that. And then I also recommend something to clean your stamps. And this is the Stampin' Up! Stamp and Scrub. You'd put water on this side or the Stampin' Mist. And you know which side to put it on because there's a raindrop up there. And this has a sunshine. So this will be the drying side and this will be the washing side. And you simply take your stamp with the rubber stamp on there. And you put it in here, you rub it in here with that moisture in there, and that gets the ink off, and then this will dry it. It's a great thing to have. And if you don't have that, we also have a stamp chamois that would work. Most of all, you need the proper trimmer. And this is the trimmer that I got. And that's why I ended up starting with Stampin' Up! I was doing cards and I needed a new trimmer, and I did some research, and this is a trimmer that I chose. And then they happened to have the promotion of celebration when I ordered. So I thought, oh, I'll order, all these extra things. And I ended up loving Stampin' Up! Products, so I continued to become an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But this trimmer, it goes out up to 17 plus inches. And then it has 2 blades on here. This is a trimmer blade, the dark black. And this is the scoring blade. And the track, you can lift it up, and to clean it, you just run a piece of paper through there, cardstock, and clean that out. And I actually put another blade on mine. I have this glitter blade. So that's when I'm cutting glitter or foils. Because once the blade starts to get dull, it leaves the pages a little bit raggy, so I use them when I use that dull blade, and I actually have it say glitter for those glitter pages and for the foil, because it's a dull blade already. You're not going to really make it much duller. So that's pretty much what I would recommend having if you're going to start up with Stampin' Up, or if you just want to start up to just be making cards. Then I would recommend their paper. It is the best paper ever. I recommend their paper and the ink because the color is just great. And this is their basic white, and I will not go back to another basic white. This is what I'm going to be using. Okay, back to the card. It says, just wanted to say, and then when you open it up, it's going to pop up, I love you. And we're going to do that pop-up portion first. So I'm going to get my trimmer out here because I need to trim a little bit off of this card piece. I have this piece cut at 8 1/4 inches. And you're wondering 8 1/4, but this is an 8 1/2 inch piece. And we want to leave that little bit of a border all the way around. So it's 8 1/4, which is 21 centimeters. And then we want it to be at 5 1/4. And let me just trim it back over here. Okay. And then we want it to have a score line right down the center. So that's 8 1/4, or half of that would be 4 1/8. Get that out of the way. And then I'm just going to fold this in half. Let me get the trimmer out of the way. I think we're all done with our cutting now for a while. And I am just going to use my scoring tool and score it on both sides. I forgot to say what we were using. We're going to be using the Country Bouquet Punch and the Country Bouquet Polymer Stamp Set. And then we're going to be using these stamps. Okay, let's get back to this. So we're going to measure 1 inch from the edge here. I'm going to measure 1 inch from this edge as well. And I want that to be cut in 1 inch. So I'm just going to go up 1 inch here. And I'm using my eye to make sure that I've got it on their level, but you could use another ruler to make sure that it's level. And then we're going to cut that both sheets of paper at once. So we're going to cut 1 inch in. Oh, I'm sorry. I needed to go 1 1/4 inch in. So let me do 1 more 1/4 inch here. Okay, and then we'll do 1 more 1/4 inch here. Okay, so we've got 1 inch from the edge, and then we're cutting in 1 1/4 inches. And I'm not worrying about these pencil mark because it's going to be on the inside of the card, and we won't see that. Then I'm going to fold it this way, and I'm going to take my bone folder and score it. And I'm going to fold it back the other way. Take my bone folder and score it. Okay, just want to get that so it folds right. And then let's fold this on the inside. So let's flip it around. I'm going to fold this up this way. And then we're going to take our bone folder and score it. So now they are all folded the right way when the card would be folded shut. But we're not done, because we have another cut we want to do in here. And we're going to take it. We'll measure 7/8 inches or 2.2 centimeters from the right, and then we'll place a tick mark. And then 7/8 from this side. And then that's going to be 5/8 upward. So 5/8 would be 0.7 centimeters. And so we're going to just cut all 4 folds here at one time. So let's do this. And do the same thing over here. There. Then we're going to take this and we're going to just fold it over. We'll fold that first one over this way. And I'm just going to take my bone folder. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Take my bone folder. I hope I had that up there high enough for you. And then we're going to unfold this and get it to the inside. And then we're going to punch these out so they become on the inside. Okay, that is our folds. Now I am going to fold this into our cardstock. So this is our basic red cardstock, and it is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. 5.5 is 14 centimeters, and 8.5 is 21.6 centimeters. And then we scored it at 4 1/4, which is 10.8 centimeters. And then we're going to glue this down right here. So I'm going to glue the bottom part here. And we're going to use our multi-purpose glue. And I have it in this needle nose bottle, which makes it easier for me to navigate and make it come out like in a fine line rather than a thicker line, and then which would tend to have some clumping. And I'm just going to put this bottle away again. And I'm going to take my silicone mat and bring that back out here. And I'm just going all the way around. And I just slipped and got the inside of this card. So let me just get that out of there. So the last thing we want is that glue to close the card up. I think we're good there. Okay, and I'm going to flip it onto the base now. And we're going to make sure we've got 1/8 of an inch for a border on the bottom and the left and the right side. More importantly, that it is coming up to the fold line. And then I'm just going to fold the card in, and we're going to score it here. Not score it, we're going to just use our burnish it. Burnish it, burnish it. And then we're going to do the same thing on this other side. So let me do that. Now I was looking at some videos while I was doing this, and some of them did all the pop-ups before they glued it into the card base. And I don't like that idea, because I don't want my card to be sticking out. And I'm not sure how to know if it's in there right. So I chose to glue it down now. And then we're going to start putting our pieces on here. First, we're going to stamp our inside sentiment and our outside sentiment. And we'll let that dry. So we've got to do an I love you and just want to say. So let's get this here. And I am just going to pull it in here. And this is just a piece of scrap paper I had. So I think it looks about 3 inches wide. Probably was 11 inches when it started by 3 inches. Or it might have been 8.5 inches. I don't know. It was whichever way I cut it, that point in time. So we've got 2 pieces there. Then we're going to stamp them with our basic red. Let's do this one first. I love you. Sorry if my head's in the way, and I want to make sure you can see this, so I'm going to just scoot it up a little bit farther. And I'll have to get my head even farther in, but I want to make sure I've got it centered. There. And then we're going to take our just want to say it. And as you notice, it's all strung together. And I want to have the to say on the second line. So I'm going to tape that part off. And then let me just move this so I don't smear it. And it's just going to tape off the 2. Then we'll just stamp it in here. Then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and pick that tape off from there. And I'm just going to use my fingernail just to make sure that we don't have any ink on there. It doesn't look like it. So we're going to stamp that onto our cardstock. Just want to center it. And then I'm going to clean this off because we don't want any of that to be on our card when we stamp it. And let me just put some mist in here. I don't remember if I did that before when we were going through this. Okay. And I'll clean this one as long as I have it up. And let's see if we got any ink on here yet. Nope, it comes out clean. So now we can just tape the other portion. So we want it to be taped now. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this again. And I'm just looking with my fingernail. Looks like it's clean. And then we're going to say just wanted to say. So we're going to put to say centered underneath the just wanted. And then we're going to lift that up. You did a pretty good job. And we'll get that off from here. And I'm just going to do the scrub off camera here. Okay, we can wait on those to dry so we can start gluing these down. Because we want to, I'm going to close this up before we go any farther because I'm afraid I will put something in there and then we'll have red all over the place. We want to punch out a bunch of small ones and a bunch of large ones using our real red cardstock. And I have this right here. This is a piece of scrap and I can put the small ones right on here. So I put it down and I got it centered and I'm not seeing any black coming through. There we go. And then I'm pressing halfway down and then I press the rest of the way down. And there we have that one. And I did a bunch of them ahead of time. And we can do the same thing with the large one. Like this way. This is, I think, like a 1.5 inch piece of cardstock. And I'm just turning it sideways. And then I've got it halfway down and I'm looking. I don't see anything there. So then I commit. And then the other thing you could do is you could put it in this way on the end and get both of those punched out. We aren't going to use any of the green leaves, so that's why I have it as small as piece of paper as I got there. And this is all waste. I'm just going to throw that out. It's a little bit too small to try and get anything else punched out there. We've got those. I went ahead and punched the rest of those off camera. And you can just glue these on any way you want. I'll try and do it close to what I've got this one as. So we're going to put a small one in the bottom. And I'm just going to put it right down here. And you got to be able to see it. So let's see if I can get this all here on camera. I'm just going to try and center that there. Oop. There. Then we're going to put one on each side right here. And just having those little tips on the base there. Yeah. I'm trying not to get the glue outside being exposed because I don't want to glue my cards shut. What I did before is I would fold it and burnish it every time I put a new piece on there. So I'm going to try and do that again. Then I'm going to do this next layer, and I'm going to take these and I'm going to flip them over. Let's do it this way and this way. Let's see. Let's have them. Yeah, let's have them going this way. So I'm going to do it right here. And let's see. And we'll just burnish it again. And let's see, I've got 2 on that one, but I've made it my base a little bit bigger. So I think I'm going to make 3 hearts across here. So let me do my center one first. Do this one first. Then we'll do one. Do one on the left side. And then one on the right side. And let's see if I can't move this over just a hair. And then I'm going to burnish it. Then we've got our I love you we want to put on there. So let's go ahead and cut out our heart here. And I am just going to put it in this piece of paper here. It's scrap. And we'll just glue it down real quick. And it has about 1/8 of an inch for a border all the way around in that scallop. And we're going to just fasten it right there. So this bottom portion is going to be what I'll have the glue on it. And I'm going to burnish that right away too. Okay. Oh, and it popped off from there. Then we've got some hearts up here. So we can put a pair up here, one on each side. And then one on this side. And we'll put a heart down here. Let's see, well, let's try this one. Maybe put it a little bit closer to the center. Okay, so I think that's enough hearts. I'm going to stamp it now on the inside of the card. And so we're going to need our red ink out again. And let's
stamp that off, and we'll scrub it off camera. Then we got our 4" by 5 1/4" piece of designer series paper, or that'd be 10.2 by 13.3 centimeters. And we're just going to glue that up here. And let's get this off from here. And we want to leave 1/4 inch. Nope, we want to leave 1/8 inch for a border all the way around. And I'm just going to take my boning tool to just squeeze out all the excess glue. Make sure there's no glue bubbles underneath there. And we can close this up again. I was lucky there that I didn't get my elbow in it. We've got another piece of cardstock that we're just going to cut our second heart out of with the scalp on it. Scalped edges. We didn't have a smaller piece. Okay, let's glue that down. And we'll leave 1/8 inch for a border all the way around. Then we're going to want to put our ribbon on here. So I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to bring it back upon itself. And we'll bring it back again. So we're just kind of making a reverse Z here. Now just set that down there. We're going to put our dimensionals on this. And one in the middle, I think. It'd probably be easier if I use my Take Your Pick tool, because I don't want to drop these on my card. I managed to get them all in the garbage, I think. Okay. So we're going to try and arrange this over that ribbon. I fasten the bottom part of the ribbon first with the Valentine, and then at the middle part, and then the top part of the ribbon. Then I make sure the Valentine is centered on the card before I fasten that down. And then we'll just take our scissors and snip it. I think I got it all stuck in place. So let's do our gems now. And I'm going to use my spatula to pull a couple of these off. Let's pull a big one off right here. We'll put it down here. Then we'll put one up here. And we'll put one right about here. Let's see if we got everything in here. All right, let's get this all set up here. Don't you just love the look of a pop-up card? If you enjoyed today's video, won't you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Sunday, January 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing something from the new catalogs. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.